Alison agreed to join me. She did my Unlimited Abundance Live last year, and she's had some cool stories and some things happening, and I thought I wanted to get you guys excited as well. And so, Alison, can you tell us what happened for you? Like, what was your life like before Unlimited Abundance, and what's been happening over the last year?
Sure. Hey, Christie. It's so great to be here. Hi, everyone. So, Unlimited Abundance has been such an amazing experience for me. It truly has been life-changing. I have to say the tools and the information and the clearings that I've gotten to have access to and gotten to expand in this course have just provided me with a whole new platform to live on. It's awesome. I think the biggest impact it's had in my life is in my business. And one of the things that I noticed is I'm having a lot more fun in my business. One of the clearings that we did about halfway through the year, Christie challenged us all to pick two two things that we wanted to do that were scary but would challenge us to grow beyond our comfort zone. And so immediately I knew like I wanted to pick surfing and learning Spanish. And when I chose those two things, it honestly felt like they were impossible. Like there was no way that I was going to be able to learn how to surf or even ever stand up on a surfboard or even be able to converse at all in Spanish. Like I had it that I'm just terrible at language and surf is so scary. There's no way. And now here I am 4 months later, and I actually about 2 weeks ago rode my first wave, which was like truly the most magical, exciting thing ever. I mean, that day was so awesome. I had the best day ever. I felt so alive and just so happy to be alive. And I'm also in a text chain with actually a few of my clients who are also Spanish speaking. They're bilingual. And now we actually do the text in Spanish. So I'm communicating in Spanish in the text chain, and I had the opportunity to go to Costa Rica twice where I got to practice my Spanish and do more surfing. And wow, I mean, all of this is just so great for my business because if any of you are business owners out there, you know it can be really stressful being a business owner. It can be really easy to be working all the time. That for me, for sure, before Unlimited Abundance was my mode of operation. It was just like, if I wasn't on my computer, on my email working, I was feeling guilty. And now I get to go surfing and have a blast, and I can't even take my phone with me, so it's such a great hobby. Like,
Where was your business before? Like you were working a lot. Like what were you doing, and kind of what's it like now?
Before I had a few coaching clients, and the way that it was for me was that the only way that I could get more coaching clients is if I hired a coach motivate me and get me in action, because it just was not possible for me. Like I just was so afraid of selling my service. Blocks around like selling and maybe just so many belief systems, like I'm manipulating people by selling to them, all these stories that were really blocking me from being able to do what I absolutely love to do, which is empower people and inspire them to live their dream life. Because I was actually looking at going back to get a part-time job, which I didn't want to do, and I just was really stuck. And in year I've sold so many coaching packages. It's amazing. And like to me it's not selling anymore at all. Like, and I'm just seeing how like what I offer could support them in moving forward in their life and creating. That's exactly what happens. And so it's not selling at all. Like that whole conversation about it being manipulative has just disappeared, and now I'm just free empowering conversations with people, and either they're yes or no, and it's awesome.
You're basically sharing your talent and how can I empower and help other people, right? You told me this cool story about you quadrupled your income in the last couple months.
Totally. So I really took all the tools that we were learning in Unlimited Abundance, and I started setting more specific goals for myself. Quadruple my normal monthly income. Signed on, I believe in the first month I signed on 5 clients in 1 month, which has never happened for me ever before. It was like, I don't think I've ever signed on more than 2 clients in 1 month. So, and that was with the help of a coach. And this was something I completely generated on my own. I made the decision that it was going to happen. I set my financial goal and I got in action, and I just took massive action and didn't stop until I reached my goal. So now that I've done that, I know that it's possible. I can do that again and again and again.
That's so freeing. And your boyfriend also uses the tools, right? Like he had some cool financial things happen.
Yeah, so he's not so much into this kind of stuff.
Okay, that's totally that happened.
Sometimes we'll be talking, and when I first started the program, he had basically put a pause on his job search for about a year. He had started interviewing for jobs a year before, and he had 4 interviews, and none of them went well. And he basically had decided that he just didn't have the confidence to be able to get the kind of job that he wanted to get. And he was in a job where he was really underpaid for his industry, like just terribly underpaid. So I basically called him out on that, and I was like, hey, babe, that's a belief. Like, you totally have the confidence. Can we just clear that? And so together we cleared that, and we cleared a couple other things that came up in conversation. And basically, we went on vacation, and we came back, and he just decided he was going to apply for jobs. He literally put his resume out online. The next day, he got a phone call, basically from this company that is his dream kind of company, exactly what he wants to be doing, where he wants to be working. And they were like, we want to interview you. The next day they interviewed him. The next day they offered him the job. And then the last 4th day, he basically put in a salary request that was like almost double what he was making at his previous job. And he got the job. And he now is working in his dream company, doing what he loves to do, making the salary he wants to make. It's amazing. It's totally amazing. I'm so happy for him, and it's changed our lives a lot because it was a big stress. He was feeling not confident, not being able to get that job he wanted, and that was impacting me. And now it's just like that whole issue is just gone.
Sometimes it's really just shifting 1 or 2 really deep beliefs will change your whole reality. And that's really what I got from that story is like if you find, the mother load of things that's really blocking you and you shift it, change can happen instantly. So that's amazing. You also feel like you're empowered now. You can create your reality. I mean, these are some of the cool things that I'm hearing from you when you're sharing these stories. So if you were going to say to somebody who's watching this video and they're like, hey, I don't know if this energy stuff works, or they might be thinking, I don't know if this would work for me. What would you say to them?
I mean, I would just say if your gut and there's something in you that is drawing you to this, and if you're on this call already, just do it. I mean, that's essentially what I did. I was definitely not so sure. I couldn't feel a lot of the energy clearings. Personally, I just made the decision that this is going to work for me. And I mean, I saw all the amazing things that happened to people that had worked with Christie in the past, and I just decided I'm doing it and made it happen. So I say go for it. It'll change your life for sure.
Okay, and then I want to give one more tidbit to some people who are watching. How did you apply the tools to your daily life? Like, how did you make it part of your being?
In Limited Abundance, there's an amazing Facebook group with a couple of amazing people on Christie's team, and Christie popping in and, really supporting all of us. So I just, from the beginning, really read through the materials thoroughly and made sure to follow the instructions that were given to us, which was like basically listen to a clearing once a day and using the tools, the simple tools, the what would it take statements, and also listening to meditations in the morning when I woke up. So those are now part of my daily practice. And I feel like it's like an anchor for me. When I listen to the heart-centered meditation, for example, in the morning, it just basically puts me into the vibration of love and like anything is possible, and it sets my day up. So I love using the tools, and I really see them as, again, like an anchor. So when I feel lost or misdirected, or I've gotten myself, in a kind of not so great mindset, I just sort of like go back to the tools, which is great. It's so simple.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. And, I hope everyone listening, I'm sure they did, obviously, just saw that. I mean, the thing is I try to keep everything simple, simple and applicable, and anyone can do it. And if you actually do it, things will change. So thank you so much for demonstrating that.
Totally. Thanks for having me.